Welcome everyone to another beautiful stage of CorelDRAW. So today we are going to be talking about shapes and objects in CorelDRAW. So let's get started. Alright, so if we want to actually get a shape, we have some tools where we can get our shapes. Now coming here, you see the rectangle tool. Now with this rectangle tool, we can get either a square or a rectangle. So how can we do that? You come here now, you click and drag. You click, hold and drag, then you can draw this. So I can also stretch this. If you follow us in the introduction to CorelDRAW, we talked about this. You can just drag this either there or here or whichever way. Now this is a rectangle. So how about we want to get a perfect square? All you have to do is to hold your control on your keyboard, you click and drag, and here you have a perfect square. So even if I drag it anyhow, I'll still have the perfect square. But if I should take my hand off the control, then I can actually move it anyhow. So I just hold the control and I leave it. Now this is it. Alright, so let's see some other ways we can create a shape. Now clicking on this same rectangle tool, you see the 3-point rectangle. Now this is how it works. You click here, you drag down to get like a line. You can hold your control to make it perfect. You see, I'm holding my control now. That is right like this, so I want it straight like this. But if I should leave my control, I can put it anywhere I want. So I just hold my control. So if I stop here now and then I drag it this way, now this is it. So this is how the 3 points rectangle actually works. Good. Alright, so now let's move to the circle or the ellipse tool. You click on it, you draw it. Like I said in the rectangle tool, if you want to get a perfect rectangle or a square rather, you hold your control. So we are going to do the same thing here. You click, you drag, you hold your control. Now this is it, a perfect ellipse or circle. Alright, so coming down there, still in the ellipse, we're now going to talk about the 3-point ellipse. It's just as we did that of the square, the rectangle, sorry. You click anywhere, hold your control. If I stop here, then I can actually get an oval or an egg kind of shape. Then it will be like this. Then I click and this is it. So these are some of the shapes we can get with the rectangle and the ellipse or the circle. So finally moving to this polygon tool. With the polygon tool, we can get a shape like this. Polygon, this is having 5 sides. So if you should hold your control, you get the perfect one. So now let's say you want to get octagon, which is having 8 sides. You just come here, put in 8 and hit enter. Now this is it. Let's say you want to get even 10 sides, enter, and this is it. So this is with the polygon tool. With the polygon tool, you can get different sides there. Okay, so now still on the polygon tool, now we have the star. If I should click on the star and draw, I hold my control now. I'm trying to make it perfect. I drag it. Now I can increase the points here. Now it's having 5 points. So I'm just going to come here now and add more. You see it? It's increasing. So the more I increase the sizes here, the point increases. So this is it. This is how it works. So if we want a complex star, this is it. You click here and then you can now draw a complex star. So this is how you can get all these kind of shapes. So don't be surprised when you see something like this on the internet or on any social media and you'll be like, how did they get it? This is the trick on how they got it. Alright, now still on the polygon tool, let's talk about the spiral. Now the spiral, I actually don't use it in my designs all the time. I only use it maybe when I'm trying to create a background. So this is how it looks like. I just click and drag it and this is it. Yeah, that's all. There's nothing really much about it or too special about it. So if I want it the other way, like this is facing this way, if I want it the other way, I just click on this and draw it. Now let's move to the common shapes. Now in these common shapes, you'll find some shapes that you can't actually get them here. The shape, you can't actually get them here. So when I click on the common shape, I come up here, you see where you see this love icon, I just click on this. Now these are the common shapes we have in CorelDRAW. So I can actually get a shape from here. Okay, now let's say we are now trying to draw maybe a location, the icon for a location. Maybe in our design, we are trying to design something and we want to use the icon for location instead of writing location or address. So I'm going to use this now. I click on this, I hold my control, I open this, or let me leave the control now, like this. All right, so we have this. Then I just come here. This is to flip to mirror horizontally or to mirror vertically. So I'm just going to use this vertically. Good, this is it. So now I'll go to my ellipse. I'm going to draw a little one in here. Let me zoom in. Okay, so now this is it. So now let's say I'm just going to make this red and this white. So you see this. So now this is what we can actually use maybe when you're trying to get an icon for a location. This is just the simple way of creating it. So you can use your shapes, just as the ones we've mentioned here, to get almost anything you need. Is there anything you are trying to create with a shape? You can use this. All right, now let me show you one other thing. Now sometimes in some designs you'll be like, wow, how did they actually get this? Maybe they're trying to pinpoint something like, let's say, order now, or register now, or buy now, or enroll now. In fact, some of those designs, what they're actually using to pinpoint it will be looking something like having a sharp round kind of edges. Now let me show you how they did that. Let me delete this first. Now I'm going to be using the star in doing it. So I'm going to draw a perfect star. I hold my, sorry, come back here, a perfect star. So now let me change this to 36. Good. So now I'm going to my shape tool. I click on my shape tool. Now you see this red kind of diamond shape here. I just click on it and I take it up. Good. Now it's looking like this. So now let me just give it red and remove the outline. So now in something like this, you might now be seeing some designs like this. Then you see something like, let me add this. All right, at times on designs you might be seeing something like this. So this is the trick on how they actually did this. They made it white. So now this is one trick on how they actually did this. Then it will be by the side of a particular design. So with your shape, you can get, or you can even derive at so many things. It's not really a must that we have to follow the same track to get what we want. You can use other method in getting the same thing, just as you can use different routes in going to your house. So CorelDRAW, in fact, it's really amazing using CorelDRAW. So now, still working on objects and shapes. Now, talking about objects, we are now going to be talking about power clipping in objects. Now, what is power clipping? Power clipping is to actually insert maybe a text, a shape, an object, an image, a picture, or anything inside another. Maybe a shape, you can insert it inside a shape or a text. Now, let's see how we can do that. Now, let's say now this is a shape, right? This is a shape. We actually got the shape from the star. All right, good. So now let me just delete this one and bring in another shape. Now let me give this shape its own color. Now I want to put in this inside the red. That is what it means to power clipping. To put this inside the red, how do I do that? Now is either I right click, hold it and drag it inside. Then when I leave it, you see power clip inside. Now when I click on it, it has been power clipped inside. Now how do we know that it is actually power clipped inside? when we do just that, you come here, you see edit. Now this edit, when we click on the edit, then it will take us inside where we can now edit this one. Maybe we can adjust it or make it bigger. Then when we are done, we click on finish. Now look at this. The blue was actually power clipped inside that. Okay, now let me show you another way of power clipping. Now if you want to power clip this inside here, you know, at times doing the power clipping, sometimes it might be difficult for others to do. So you just right click, you see the power clip right here, you click on this power clip. Now this arrow actually stands for where you actually want this blue circle to go in. So now I want this blue to go in here. Now this is it. So I just come to my edit and then I can arrange it the way I want it, then click on finish when I'm done. This is it. So this is how we can actually power clip a shape inside another shape. So let's say we want to power clip a text now. Let's say we're having a text as this. Now we want to power clip this inside this one. You can just right click and drag it inside here. You see the power clip, see it right here. Or you can just right click on this, you see the power clip, and click on this. This is it. So just edit. Now we can also still power clip this YouTube inside this blue circle the same way, the same process. Right click, drag it inside here, see the power clip, or you just right click on it and then you see power clip right here. Click on this, then click on power clip. Now it's inside here. So now you can still edit this one, and this is it right here. This is the YouTube. So when you're done, click on finish, finish, finish. So you can still power clip another inside that text inside. So you see the process is even long. Power clipping inside here, then power clip inside the other one, power clip inside the other one. You can keep power clipping as much as you want. So this is it, and this is how it actually looks like. So talking about the shape still on it. Now let's quickly talk about one last thing before we are done for today. All right, so now let's say we're having a shape like this and we're having another here. Now let's say we want to intersect or to weld. That is what I mean by weld, by joining these two together. You click on this first, you hold your shift, you click on the next one. Now with all of this here, you can actually work with the shapes. Now this one is to weld, as the name is there. Then this is to trim. Then this is to intersect. This is to simplify. This is the front minus back, and this is the back minus front. Then we have lastly the create boundary. So you can actually work with all of that. So let's just work about 3 or thereabout. Okay, so now we have this. You just click on the weld and see it is welded. Now the only way this can actually show right here is if you click on a shape, then hold your shift key on your keyboard and click on another shape, then this will pop up. But if you should just click on just this shape, it won't. But you need to hold your shift and click on another shape, then this pops up. Now this trim, if I click on the trim, now this is it. It actually trimmed this one out. So if I should move this, this is it. So these are different ways we can actually work with our shapes. So the shape is actually something you need in your design. Maybe when you're trying to create a background or a design that you definitely need a shape in a design. So creating a shape, maybe some kind of shape, just random shapes, is necessary for your designs, and you need to continue to put this into consideration by thinking on how you can come up with some amazing shapes. Alright, so this is where I'm going to stop for today. So see you guys next time and stay safe.